We are out at the Deland Police Department in Deland, Florida. We talked previously about some potential retaliation here against an officer who turned in another officer for some wrongdoing. And some at this department say administration is now retaliating against him for it. Not only that, but it appears that they might be using me or trying to use me to retaliate against him. So we're coming in to hopefully talk to him, and I'm just going to let him know what I know and what I suspect. And he can do whatever he wants with that info. Look at this. This is Corporal Spires. Exactly who I hope to encounter today.
What's going on?
I came here because I wanted to tell you something.
Oh, jeez. Hit me with it.
I just want to tell you something. I don't expect you to say anything about it, but I'm gonna be upfront with you because I would want to know.
All right.
Some people within this department
Okay.
have given me information to suggest that this administration might be retaliating on you.
Okay.
I don't want to drag you into this. I just want to tell you what I've seen because
All right.
I would be concerned if I were in your shoes.
Okay.
So I started pulling records to see if there's any truth to that.
Yes, sir.
And a few people have said this to me. And the things that these people have told me in the past has panned out. So from the things that I have found, it seems like it could be true. Now, normally Corporal Spires works out on the road. You see him a lot when we come in here at the desk because he was injured. Sorry, I don't mean to speak for you, but that's why he's not in the uniform. That's why he's here behind the desk. He's not like a desk clerk. He's a corporal with the Deland Police Department, drives a police car out on the road, but he got hurt. So anyway, I just want to let the people know that. So I started looking into that.
Yes, sir.
And it looks like, my opinion, there's some validity to that. So I pulled some records with this department.
Yes, sir.
Not to make it awkward, but I pulled, you know, I mean, records come through you know, I pulled your disciplinary file.
Yes, sir.
This department has a history of, for some reason, not providing public records.
Okay.
I have a hell of a time fighting and battling with, I don't know if you've seen some of my videos, but you know I've been in here a lot because they just don't produce records. Hit or miss, they give me what they want to when they want to.
Yes.
There's still some that are like 4 months old I've never seen. But oddly, your disciplinary file, they provided that to me overnight. I have to interject something here because damn, not just damn, but wow. I somehow overlooked this until this point when I'm putting this video together for you right here. It did not take 24 hours. They did not get this back to me overnight. They did this immediately. Just after 8 a.m., my request was forwarded to Captain Dice by Corporal Spires. On the same day, just 3 hours later, shortly after 11 a.m., I had an email response back from Dice with the requested documents attached. So just 3 hours from the time the request was sent, the request was fulfilled. This would have to mean, as soon as Dice got that email, he either had nothing to do or stopped what he was doing, gathered together the documents, and had them delivered to me. Let me know in the comments what you think, but I think this backs my suspicions much further. 24 hours I had that back.
Okay.
That's the fastest they've ever gotten me a record. So, and I thought that was odd. I was like, holy crap,
That is quick.
maybe they've turned over a new leaf.
Yeah.
Or maybe, one of my first thoughts was, maybe they see that it's me requesting your disciplinary file, and it could give some more backing to the things that I've been told, because it could be in their minds, oh, hey, he's going to put this stuff out here.
Yeah.
Let's hurry up and get it to him. So to test that theory, and to be fair, I want to request any awards and commendations that you might have.
All right.
So I submitted that request too.
Yes.
I would imagine there wouldn't be redactions required for awards and things like that, while there might be some for discipline. But discipline came overnight, like I said.
Yes.
I submitted the request for your, I don't know, it's got to be 6-8 weeks ago
Okay.
for your awards and commendations. I haven't seen it. I still haven't seen it. So
Okay.
it's my opinion, what I'm seeing from this, they were super, super quick to give me anything negative on you.
Negative, yeah.
And for some reason, they don't seem to want to give me the positive. And that kind of lines up with some other things that I've seen
Yeah.
within your records that are public. I'm not trying to drag you out there, but I'm not attacking you.
No, I got you.
I'm just, police retaliation against police is something I've seen, and people know is out there. People, administration in every department, officers in every department, they know that that happens. Whether anyone will ever admit it or not, that's another story, but they know that it happens. And I'm just seeing a lot of that on you. So do with that what you will.
Yes.
I figured I would want to know if I was in your position.
Yeah.
I would want, I don't know, I would want to feel like a department, if I'm doing the right thing,
Exactly.
if I'm a good, a good cop and I'm doing the right thing, I would want to know my department supports me and backs me.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, man, from what I've seen, it looks like, it's just my opinion,
Yeah.
it looks like they were hoping I was going to throw a negative light on you. That's my opinion. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I can't speak for Dice. Well, I have to speak for Captain Dice because he won't speak for himself. He ignores me. I ask for public records all the time. He's in charge of records, unfortunately. Also, unfortunately, if Milan suggested I file a complaint on Captain Dice for his ignoring me and not fulfilling my request. But he's also in charge of that, so I don't know how he's going to handle a complaint on himself. Dice is over IA now, right?
That's an interesting one. I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But the moral of the story,
Interesting.
I wanted you to know that.
All right.
More pictures are up there.
Does he have the picture yet?
He does not. He doesn't have a picture up. I never actually put that video up here. Maybe this would be a good time. So administration pictures are up here. And this is a while back, a couple months ago. Captain Milan, who, you've seen, it's public record, that guy. I felt bad because he doesn't have a picture. He's the only one. He's here without a picture. So I took it upon myself to create some art. And I put some art in there, and I made a picture for him, and I put it right in there. And apparently, it went unnoticed for quite a while, and I spent some time in there, but they did eventually find it. I guess they didn't appreciate my art, and they took it down. But I should have signed it. That would be worth something one day.
One day.
One day.
Yeah.
Is that Milan on the phone? Hey, I'm looking on the cameras here.
No.
Get that asshole out of the lobby. Put handcuffs on him. Didn't he see the sign that says no recording in the lobby? Put handcuffs on that asshole. So this whole thing with Corporal Spires, I brought this up in a previous video, how I believe they are retaliating against him. And if you're not familiar with that video, I believe it's in reference to him essentially telling on a cop that was allegedly stealing from you, time card fraud, things like that. So he told on another cop, who other cops here say allegedly was very favored by some members of administration here. So when that got out, and it was, more people knew about it, it's kind of something hard to just hide because people knew the wrongdoing that this cop had done. He was forced to resign. They didn't fire him. He wasn't forced to resign. He was given the opportunity to resign. So he resigned, and immediately after that, Corporal Spires, it appears to me, started seeing retaliation. And again, Corporal Spires is the person that turned in that cop who allegedly was favored by some or all of these people, according to sources within the department. Like I said in the previous video, part of his potential retaliation was a reassignment from the road where, his normal job driving his police car around to a foot patrol, a daily foot patrol. And he had a pre-existing injury that they were aware of, that knee injury that it almost immediately aggravated and forced him to go on light duty because it's injured. His injury is more serious now, apparently, from what I understand. So now he's got to be on light duty where he's been for some time, which is why you always see him here behind the window. So we talk about police retaliation a lot, right? Police retaliation, not only to those of us who seek accountability from police and just seek the right thing. We're not doing anything wrong, just seeking the right thing. But it's commonly known that police see retaliation from police when they do the right thing. And when that happens, it's pretty telling of the type of administration that's over that particular cop who may be seeing retaliation. The stuff we're dealing with the lack of transparency and the inability to get records, unless they want me to have the records, then So that information, do with it as you please.
Yeah. I'm on a mission to teach the department about the First Amendment.
Awesome.
I've been printing stuff out for people.
Good. Yeah, that's awesome. And I wish more departments would do that. And instead of getting pissed at us, you know, when somebody questions a law enforcement officer on something related to the First Amendment, instead of getting pissed, just take a second to think, oh, well, I did take an oath to protect it, so probably I should know, and probably it should be you know, if you take an oath to protect something and uphold something as a public servant, and then a member of that public that you serve comes and asks you, hey, do you know what you're supposed to do in that oath? Why lash out? You know, if you don't know it, admit you don't know it and say, you're right, I better learn it.
So I literally printed this out. It says, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of press, right to peaceful assembly, and right to petition the government. That's what he's asking you.
That's it. Those are the 5 elements.
That's all they're asking.
That's it. You know, this started years ago. I believe, as far as I know, or the best that I've seen, San Joaquin Valley Transparency over on the left side started asking cops this over there, and it was shocking how many didn't know, right? Or, you know, just refused to answer, which obviously, you know, they don't know.
Yeah.
So then it kind of spread. It spread across the country, and now, you know, I've seen it for myself for a few years. It's amazing. You know, like in one instance, I had a deputy. He's talking. He's saying all this stuff. We're talking and talking and talking. Then I ask him that question. He's like, "You have a good day. I'm not going to answer that." I'm like, "Why aren't you going to answer that? You're saying all these things. You're answering every question but that.
Yeah.
So obviously you don't know it. Just be big enough to say, crap, I don't know it. I should know it. I'm going to learn."
You know, and that's the thing is they should.
So I've told you before, and I know I've talked about this in a video before, what I was telling you a little while ago about the potential retaliation. I'm not asking you I don't want you to comment on it, but I'm not shocked. You know, we'll see cops in so many different agencies, the shit they get away with. I've seen it firsthand. A cop get away with one thing after another after another. I'm like, how the hell does he still have a job? Well, that particular cop happened to be golden child of the administration, right? And then when other cops come forward and be like, hey, we got to do something about this guy, sometimes they get retaliated against. I saw this firsthand. And I'll be honest with you, man, what I'm seeing with you could fit. And that sucks because if administration wants to go after cops within their department, it needs to be the right ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I could give every department around here some names, some suggestions, and if they were retaliating against you, it's my opinion they got the wrong one. So that would mean you're one who does the right thing.
I try.
And tries to do you're not perfect, right?
Yeah.
But you try to do the right thing, and that would be disturbing if that seems frowned upon and retaliated against. You know, people are like, there's no such thing as a good cop. And I personally don't agree. And I think for some of the people that say that, I have an idea where they're coming from.
Yeah.
What the problem is, and what people should understand, I do think there are good cops.
I agree with that.
I think there are bad laws.
Yes.
There are laws or statutes that I don't agree with. And what people don't understand is with many things, if not most things, cops have discretion. And I will say when I did this job, I did not enforce laws that I don't agree with.
Yes.
I'm just not going to do it because if I don't think it's right, I'm not going to do it. So I think people have that misconception that because it's a law, the cop's going to do it because it's written. That means there's no bad cops. And because there would be no bad cops. You know, because you would turn in all the bad cops. Well, for one, we'll just use you as an example. You can't be everywhere. You don't see every cop. But if you do see something bad going on, public record has shown that you will do something about it. And I would imagine, I'm going to guess there's probably, like what I said, there's probably laws you don't agree with and you use discretion.
You have to.
You have to, exactly. There's some cops that don't. And those fall under the bad category for me.
There's good in every profession.
Mm-hmm.
There's bad
There is, yeah. And that's something I'll get a lot too. A lot of people try to shut me down with that. Like that. I know that's not what you're doing, but a lot of people, there's bad in every profession. Right. But in this profession, it's especially dangerous and risky because of the powers that could be had. It's dangerous if you get a bad doctor out there. Right. You know, it's dangerous if you got a bad lawyer, you know, a bad meat cutter. But when we got somebody here on the street that has the power to take away people's freedoms, and we see so often that's done unlawfully and against people's rights, and it just is. It's a matter of fact, it happens.
Yes, and I won't sit here and lie to that.
Right. I mean, nobody can honestly deny that. And it's a matter of education, educating the people and law enforcement. And that, I think that's the way to fix this. So when I get law enforcement angry at me for doing that, to me, that's telling. What are you trying to? That seems dirty to me.
I sent a follow up on that email, so I just hit reply all. You were the very first one when I sent.
And that's. I mean, I don't remember. I think it was like 6-8 weeks ago. What is it?
May 20.
So it was longer ago than I thought. I think. So you found that records request.
May 29th at 4:24 p.m. Almost 5 minutes ago.
May 29th, and today's what? July 17th or 12th? I don't know what the hell it is. July 15th.
Yeah. So I'll send a reply.
So we're about 2 months, just about 2 months.
Yep.
So and that's for your awards and commendations. Just to clarify.
The below flow records request came in this afternoon in the lobby. A letter of the accommodations for Corporal Spires for the past 5 years, any awards Corporal Spires for the past 5 years, letter of recommendation for Corporal Spires for the past 5 years, and Corporal Spires' last employee evaluation.
Okay, yeah, so, all right. And that was 2 months ago. I haven't seen it. And just to reiterate, the discipline file they sent to me overnight. And I don't want to rub that into you. That might make you feel crappy, but I want you to at least know that. I've talked about it in a video before a little bit,
I can
but
tell you,
just so you know.
I'm almost positive.
And I got it immediately. I was shocked how fast I got it.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing they've ever sent to me that quick. And like I said, to me, I have to make the assumption, and people I've talked to about it agree.
Yeah.
I feel like they saw that request. They know what I do. They thought for some reason I'm going to show all your dirt or, whatever. And they hurried up and got it. And as soon as I requested Spires' negative history, any write-ups or whatever, they sent it to me like that. The good stuff, 2 months, still waiting. Sorry to say that sucks.
The file's like that big.
Huh?
Maybe the file's that big.
Yeah, maybe there's that many awards. Yeah, hey, that's a possibility, right? There's so much good in there. They're working around the clock for 8 weeks trying to get this to me. They feel so bad it's taken so long, but they're like, boy, this Spires, we love him so much. We've just written so much good about him.
You never know.
Yeah. So I'll put the link, for everybody else listening, I'll put the link in the description to the previous video because it's also odd. He got a write-up a day after he got an award. I saw an award in here one day, and the write-up was dated the day after. It was a verbal write-up, but a 5-page written verbal write-up that, in my opinion, was absolutely ridiculous. So, but yeah, it is what it is. Stuff we got to look into. People got to know about. Hopefully they're not retaliating against you, and hopefully I'm just a crazy person. That's what I'm hoping for. Best outcome, I'm a crazy person.
I'm a crazy person.
So get into the comments and let me know what you think. Do you think Spires is seeing retaliation here? Or are all the people that see that and think so just crazy? Do you think they actually tried to use me as a tool to retaliate against him? Because it sure seems like that to me. I've got requests pending that were placed long before his disciplinary file and still have heard nothing. But they get to me in 3 hours. But make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, so you can get notified because we got a few big stories coming very soon, including a wild story out of this department with some crazy dash cam footage. In the meantime, check out some of my other videos and playlists.